Today I am going to do a hair tutorial. This beachy waves, kind of messy, sexy wave. My hair is kind of that straight, frizzy kind of hair that really doesn't do too much, so I really have to pump it up with some volume. So what I did is sprayed a little bit of volume spray in there. I flipped it over, dried it as messy as possible. I actually had to pull it back because I had to do something, but now I'm getting ready, so I wanted to take it out. And this is pretty much what I had. I like to give my crown area a little bit of a tease, because what I feel like happens, especially if you're gray underneath your color, the minute it starts to grow out, it basically makes everything look bald and sparse. And if you have a cowlick there, it really shows really terribly. So I like to give my hair a little teasing, and I'll show you how I do that. So it's really just kind of, I combed it out, it's a mess, little volume spray, and then what I do is I kind of pick where I want it to be full, and I hold up a section, maybe a little smaller than that. Okay, and basically I hold it pretty tight, and I have a nice teasing comb. So I basically just pull it. I stick the comb in from behind and I pull it. I pull the top up and the bottom down. So I pack in a nice little layer of teasing, and this is all nice and smooth, right? What I also like to do, especially if I'm going out or going to work, is I do that. Then I give it a little spray just to hold it in there. And I work my way down. So same thing, holding this nice and tight, and then the comb goes down, packs it in, hit it with a little spray just to lock it in. And the same thing on this side. I kind of do it by feel. Feel where I need a little fullness. Okay, now I just let it sit and dry just like that before I do anything else. I'll see you in a few. Okay, so now that I've teased my hair, what I like to do is work on the underneath first. And I used to have long hair, and I just recently cut it, and I'm loving it a little bit shorter, so much easier to manage. First thing I do with my comb, I section it out. Oh, you know what I also like to do, what I wanted to make sure I mentioned, I like to put a little bit of wax in there because I like the texture that it gives. I take about the size, really just a teeny size for this whole bottom section, and I put it in my hand. I heat it up, make it nice and hot. Okay. And this way it gives me just some nice texture. Okay, now back to the curling iron. So I'm going to do beachy waves. I start with the front. I like the underneath to look pretty long, so I really don't want a whole swirl curl there. So I just sort of slide it down and let it kick out. I leave that, whatever's next. I'm gonna comb it out with my hands. And notice that my iron is bigger. This is about 1.25 inches. This is a Hot Tools, one of my favorites. I use them at work all the time. So I grab the next section and I'm just finger combing it. And I'm just kind of giving it a little kick on the bottom. And notice that I'm not touching the top part of my root with the heat. The reason why I don't do that is because I really want to keep a lot of body there. So I just want to work on the ends. Okay. These front pieces I comb just because I don't want them to get frizzy. Okay. The way your iron is positioned is pretty important, so you want to match it on that side. I want to match this side to this side, so I really want to get my elbow up and get my hair in there. And now I'm sliding it down. Okay, let's see what we got. This side needs just a little more. Okay, so that's the underneath. Basically, it's all the texture in there and just the ends kicked out. Then I let down my next section. Including some of my teasing. And again, the pieces around the face, you want to make sure that you comb those smooth, because that's where everybody talks to you. That's where everybody looks at. Okay. And the ones behind that, you want to make sure that those have a little bit of texture to them. Okay, so this next section, I'm pulling it towards my face, and the curling iron is going to be going away from my face. And notice that my iron is vertical, completely vertical. And I start in the middle of the hair shaft with my iron. It's facing backwards, and then I wrap it and go down. Okay? I'll do a few more, and you can see from that I keep it down a little bit lower. And you can go every other way, or you can go the same direction. You can go opposite directions or the same. Right hand side. Now I'm going to make everything go backwards. Notice that I leave out a little tail, and then I slide it down and then pull it down. Basically, whatever's left on my hands with the wax, I go in and I kind of start to shake it out a little bit. Okay, the last section, you want to find your part most of the time in the center, but today I just decided to part on the side. Okay, so I just, whatever's teased, I like to curl that. Oh, I'm gonna get a little bit more wax. This is the Euphoria Fixation Styling Wax. It's just my favorite. It smells good. It works. It's got a little bit of a tack to it, so it's just got great texture. And I really want to make sure I get it covered all over the ends, because that's where I want it to have a little bit of texture to it. Okay, so whatever's left on my hands, I just leave it there, and I'm going to utilize it later.
Pull it out. Make sure that you're going with the iron, otherwise you know what will happen. Those of you who grew up in the 70s with me, when we used to do curling iron in just the front of our hair, and you would get crimp marks in it. I think that's always the case. Especially when you pick up a curling iron for the first
time. It's always hard to figure out how you want to twirl it. Okay, again, it's right around my face, and plus for me, I have highlights around my face, so I want them to be go around the iron really smoothly, pulling them forward. Iron is straight up and down. And just, let's see what else I missed that. Well, I'm gonna go the opposite way on this one, why not? Give it a little change. Okay. I like to look around and see what I've missed. And I'm gonna work my way around. And I'm a California girl, so I like it really on the messy, unstructured side a lot. Every curl doesn't have to be in place for me. I like it just whatever. That's how I roll, that's what I do. Now this piece here, I'm gonna break it into smaller pieces. Again, I want it to be a little more disheveled, so I'm gonna go backwards on this one. And if you have curly hair to begin with, you can smooth it all out first and then go about it like this. Or you can smooth it halfway out and let the curling iron do the rest of the work, depending on how much frizz you have. That's a really big, important part, because not everybody has hair that's straight like mine. And as I get to the last one, I want to brush it. And because I'm doing a side part, I'm really pulling it forward. And whatever's left of the wax on my hand, I'm just pulling it down a little bit just to coat it. Be careful, you don't want your curling iron to be too hot. Okay, so let's just recap. I flipped my hair upside down. I dried it really wild without a brush because I like a little more texture at the root. Then I put volume spray in too. Then I came up, I teased it where I felt like I needed it at the root there, and sprayed it in, locked it in with some hairspray. Then I separated it out, did the bottom half straight with a little kick to it. Everything else had a little wave to it. So now I'm going to take whatever is left on my hands wax-wise. And ladies, I feel like this is just so important when you're a little bit older, over 40 crowd. You know, I feel like we just need to keep a contemporary style in our hair. That makes all the difference. Okay. Now, if because I teased all of this here at the root, I also want to make sure that I'm finger combing it so it doesn't look too bumpy, and trying to get that tease to lay down a little bit. Okay. And if there's any spots that I missed, I'll go back in, and whatever's left on my hands with that wax. And then I blend the bottom in with the curl, and there you have it. Beachy waves, sexy hair. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you'll try this style. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.